Hope you get the lot, you dog. Get back on protecting your mark.
Might just join you by the bed there, mate. What's going on?
Waiting for a mate. That way your car's all smashed up.
Can't wait for some of these snags. This is going to be good at it.
Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking. Hold on. Mate, I'm more pumped than usual.
Oh, dude, are you excited singing that because we're creating a Quarter Life Crisis playlist, aren't we?
But I'm
Spotify.
I'm semi-barred because my best mate's sitting next to me. Would you believe it? Cloke's here in the building.
Hello, guys. Hello, Rich.
Mate, you took the glove off.
Yeah, sticky fingers, only once in a lifetime you put that on. But
it was your shtick, literally.
What's your shtick?
And Hutchie took the piss. Like, he had the glove on with a soccer ball, or at least I had a leather football, a little bit different. But it was a little bit sticky. It helped. Sorry about my hands, they're a little bit dirty. Been working. But the Glovegate, whatever it was, like, I got a big stinky bag full of them at home still, mate.
Do you actually have a whole box of them at home?
It's like
Do you wash
like
your
a shoe
dishes
box.
with them?
Yeah, just, a bit of safety first. The glove is sensational, mate. I actually got it off Goodsy, Adam Goods, who then, like, Nick Rewalt started around and was like, oh, well, I'll be part of that cool little group. And I'm the one that caught flack for it all.
How did it all come about? Like, we've skipped all intros and we'll get back to that, but we may as well go past Glovegate now. There's a great photo of Fat Hutchie with his glove out.
You called it a cheetah.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, he's a
I'll
dog.
take it.
It was a dog. Zach Hutchie.
I wore it for like 5 years or something. You know what? Might have helped, yep. But the day it was that really blew up was against GWS.
Yeah.
Phil Davis. I think that day I took like 16 marks, 8 contested. And I've got the rumour back to me. He walked back into the change rooms at halftime and like lost his shit. Like, he's
Phil.
cheating, he's this, he's that. And now I sit here laughing about it because it's hilarious. And I look back and I was like, oh, maybe it was the day the glove was a bit too sticky and the club fined me.
What size did you
AFL.
have? Because I'm looking at those
Big
mutton
mitts.
chops, those meat ones you got there. Can we
huge
just
mitts.
do a little, mate, I have little city hands
You're
compared
nice
to that.
and soft too.
I'm pianist. I know, yeah. Like that.
Song, you're the piano man. I think we both got there. And they're that's probably why I never made it in footy. Mate, have a look at these.
Yeah.
Working hands, mate. I'm farm life these days.
You know, we met once before 10 years ago. You guys are best mates. Where did you meet?
We are. We used to live around the corner from each other growing
back
up.
in the eastern suburbs. We crossed paths through mutual friends.
Yes. Old Dane
And-
Beacom, if you're listening at home,
Yeah.
I'm sure he is.
Trav Gordon, Humps Gordon.
Trav and Humps Gordon.
Met through friends and then inseparable. Got married 8 years ago. Jimmy was
We
in a
did,
bridal party. Yeah, we got married. We got married.
In New Zealand.
And Becky, my wife. Jim was in the bridal party with my brothers. And yeah, we're thick as thieves ever since.
Absolutely.
Numerous trips overseas, holidays.
We've ended up coaching together in the last couple of years.
we've
That was
worked
good
together
fun.
as well. That was fun. They say never work with children or animals. Well, I work with my best mate Jim. He's technically
there
both,
you
and I had a great time. So
Unreal, mate. Well, you're a weapon career. How many
Bloody
goals?
more points than goals. Put it that way.
No. You got
True.
You know how many? Come on.
There is no
You got
way
a tattoo
you
on
don't
his
know.
chest.
Let me just. No, I think like 400, 500,
Dude,
somewhere in there.
unreal career.
But if you count all me points, like I would have been better. But I'm known for my point kicking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and my sticky glove. So that's all right.
There you go, mate.
It gets like the greatness of your career gets lost on all the funny points, but it can't be. You're one of the best centre forwards of all time. I'm leading you into pumping yourself up a little bit too much.
I'll deflate it. That's all right. I'm more known for my off-field antics, like my funny comments and quotes. Like that's me.
You're smoking shadows behind windows
It's to the point where it's like an urban myth. Like, is my quote now actually the proper quote now? Like, that's where I'm going.
I think I've been like half responsible. for
Wait. Can you
it's
tell me
grown
what
me.
this is?
The smoking shadows thing?
I don't know this
I
one.
was a young pup, right? So
Yeah.
you got context. Young guy, Mick Moldhouse is on a Friday, talked about Adelaide Crows. They like pretty straight team. They don't stuff around.
We were robbed.
And then
Right in front of me.
a young guy, I'm sitting in front of all the press and cameras and reporters, and I'm a bit nervous, young, like bleached hair of the day. And I just start like talking, and head goes. Like I totally flip out, and I'm just talking, rambling. And then I've dropped these smoking shadows behind glass windows or something else. Then like hilarious. Yeah, like great. But I sit there like numb for like 20 seconds looking, going, what the fuck did I just say? And all the reporters piss themselves laughing. And I'm like, we'll just delete and remove that. And they're just like, no.
No, that's
all
classic.
anyone's ever getting. And to this day, like, it's probably got million views and probably
does.
half the million.
I think I was half responsible
yours,
for that.
so.
But Ryan Fitzgerald picked up on it. It was before the game or something because you
Yeah.
used to go on all the time. And
I got a few tour of the weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
They
did
gave
you,
me a few-
did you keep the trophy?
Yeah, man. I got a couple at home. Beautiful things.
That was the best show.
I think I got best and fairest, premiership medallion, tour of the week, tour of the week, tour of the week. Yeah.
And they're your most prized.
Yeah, they're my prized possessions.
yeah.
Remember I took over your Twitter for a while?
That was fun. That was for like 48 hours.
Did anyone know?
Nah.
No, it was like great traction. People were like, "Oh, Trav, you're funny," and I'm just like,
I never knew this
They
about
must have
you.
thought I was boring as batshit. But yeah, Jim did really well. Witty.
I just started taking shots at everyone. I don't know if it was witty. I just kept going after Genos.
It was elite, and this is like when 28 was really taking off, peak, and that's like, and this is even jumping forward. Like I remember calling Jim, going, "There's this funny as memes page on socials. Like it's hilarious." He's like, "Yeah, it's really funny, isn't it?" And left it at that. And then
you
like
didn't tell him?
I
then
didn't
like
tell
2 days
anyone.
later, I call him again. I'm like, "You got to tell me, man. Is this you?" And he's like, "It's not." I was like, "Mate, the jokes are too much like you. I know how we talk and interact. Like it's you." And he's like, "No, it's not." And then I'm like, "Just fucking tell me." And he's like, "All right, it's me. Like, don't tell anyone." And I'm just like, "Mate, never." Like, it's hilarious. It's funny as all hell. It was like, and this is when I was just starting to really build traction.
Yeah.
So for the last like 5 years, I've had to keep it like a secret. And it's like, hasn't eaten at me, but definitely at home. Like I have chuckles with my missus and like we laugh. And she's like, "You can't be laughing about that." I'm like,
good.
"Yes, we can." Like nobody knows who it is and what it is. But now like, you know.
We gave it was good fun when we were coaching together. There was a
Yeah,
couple
it was
of,
just-
we get some assistant coaches coming up going, "Have you seen this?" And I'm like, "Oh, no.
No, we're like, "Oh, that's hilarious, isn't it?" Yeah, that's
So
funny.
that,
content.
that puts you in such a predicament because you've told me.
Yeah.
But to expand, JK here was working in AFL and running the 28-year-old male.
I'm not sure how happy they'd be with that, but I mean, none of it was that bad, but it just
it
wasn't
was-
in line with, if the AFL's, what do you call it?
practice.
The best practice stuff. So we tried not to cross the line too much.
I don't like the way I look at it. Is like
Tongue in cheek.
you
But
shared
now
some
you've
good
come to the
stories.
dark side and you're just going full time with
Yes.
it, bro. That's
So it was sort of walking a fine line, and I did work at the Dogs there for a while in the women's program, and I think it got to we used to work out in the talent pathway, which is like the under 18s, just the young kids came through. And Wizard Watson at home, he is a fan of the page. We used to coach him, coming up through the ranks, and it sort of got to a point where I'm either going to have to do one of these two things, and this is too much fun. But we had a lot of fun.
It was hilarious to the point where like I'd be doing something and you're driving along, you see a Raptor with a funny number plate and taking photos, sending it over to him. It's like, "This is content." He's like, "No." I'm like, "All right, fair enough." I'm trying to
You know
think
when
of
he
funny.
shuts you down?
Yeah, it's like, "All right, fair enough." So obviously it's not funny.
Am I shutting people down?
No, sometimes I'll send you one and you'll go ape shit with it and post it.
Yeah.
And then other ones it's just like seen, never talked about. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's it.
Not like, I don't know.
I get awkward. I'm like, I don't know how to tell him this is not quite
We
it.
feel we're vulnerable sending shit to the 28. I'm
that
sure
what it feels
everyone,
like?
everyone that send, because they want it to happen. They're like, the one you get blood. I remember when I used to send stuff to Brown Cards and then it get on. And I'm like, one of them was like, and I was with my mates. I was like, got on as well. All there getting amongst it.
That was the
And
same
I'm
for
like,
me, man. Brown Cardigan were the ones who sort of blew me up
Yeah.
and started sharing stuff. The first time that got posted, I was, "Oh my God, I'm famous." Brown Cardigans posted a little meme or something. On that, they want to sponsor. They want to
Really?
have. They want to sponsor. They want to have their own segment on the show.
I'd love to.
Bring the internet to
I want
life.
to see them. Are they willing to
They won't.
deface?
They won't do it.
Really?
No, I can't say that.
Like what you were, like a little nerdy guy hiding around behind a computer screen, or
No,
like
these are high test dudes.
High test, all right,
Really?
fair enough.
Yeah.
Big fellas.
Big fellas who drive beaten up Mitsubishi Magnas, and they're just high test operators. They almost risk that sort of size.
Mate,
Thick
Travis.
wristed. Hey, God.
are they from Adelaide? They seem like Adelaide people.
I don't know how much I can just look down the barrel
Nah,
here.
that definitely Sydney, I reckon.
Sydney, you reckon?
Yeah, they're onto it.
That much I'll give away, but that's about it. So we'll bring
all
them
But
on.
Tudor Advocate guys seem like Broome or some shit. I don't know, like they're
They're
cowboys.
trying
aren't
to cover
they?
footy at the moment. I reckon it's really funny. They keep they don't know AFL and they're sort of making a joke of it. They're trying to do headlines and all the Vic people jump in going, "Shut up, just don't just stick to your own lane."
Yeah.
But mate, we've sort of skipped how we grew up, didn't we?
Yeah, we met randomly like at a nightclub. I think I was of age. I was still able to go. You might have been underage.
You're like, I'm not the tallest big fucking alpha
he's
man
the
in
big
the
guy
club.
over here.
Yeah.
But then you find out he's like 16 and he's a promoter of this nightclub.
Oh, really?
I had a fake ID called Thomas Pendleton. If you're listening, mate, sorry, I used your ID for years.
Yeah, so
to get in places.
that's how we met. And then, It was like love at first sight, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's off, it's gone. This
Like
is
smoke mirrors, glass walls.
Yeah, like the smoke parted and the mirrors just sort of
like
shone on
pulled
us.
together. Fluoro tops, double colours, that type of era.
Travesty era.
Yeah, we're going back a good 20 years.
Stevie.
Stevie, we were
Travesty.
Stevie people, weren't we?
Elite, yeah.
You still got the jeans, don't you?
No,
Like the red ones?
They come out on special occasions.
Oh,
Are they
really?
Stevie though?
No, they were ML Denim. They're a different one.
ML Denim.
On
That was-
Revel Street?
yes.
Yes. Custom like
Revel
they did.
Street, that was the one.
And that's where Stevie and all that little...
Yeah, that pocket.
Beautiful.
And
beautiful
Nick
part of
near
town.
Entrans Bakery. That joint's fucking gold. They're gold, aren't they? We'd love to. That is good sponsors. A Scoffers
Might
from
be Barney
Entrans.
Roll or something.
Yeah.
Diamond Creek Bakery, actually. If anyone's
your
in
new
Diamond
joint?
Creek, go to the bakery. It's my new haunt for a bar meat. Delicious.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
you sent me there a couple of weeks ago, and my God, it was fantastic. I didn't
it's
get off
on-
the
You could
toilet.
have
on
brought a
par.
few in, mate. It's fucking hour and a half away,
I was
dude.
busy, mate. I was busy.
Hey,
Floating guest.
Trav, I got one thing for you, mate. I watched a lot of footy, and you were the era. It was the Buddy and Trav Cloke era.
It's nice to be put alongside him, that's for
yeah,
sure.
no. Exactly. But when you went to the Pies, I'm a demon, but I was just like, this is fucking great. I can't remember how you left the Pies or if it was a civil leaving, but when you went to the Doggies and you got that revenge goal, I looked that up once a year just out of the blue, just as a pump up.
What was funny is because, like, I played on Ben Reed that day, who was a very close mate of mine. We'd trained for many years. And you're walking out, you shake hands, but it was almost like shaking brace, bit of a hug like it's a mate.
Yeah.
And then to kick that goal on Reedy was funnier. So now, like, I don't know, 10 years post or whatever it is, like Reedy comes over with his wife Erin, his little one and stuff, sitting on the couch. All of a sudden, you're sitting there secretly like this on your phone and flick it up to the
Airplay.
screen and kicking a goal on Reedy and the Cobras and he's sitting there going, you're a
But
dickhead.
dude, it wasn't just a goal. You were 55 out, the booze. But then was there just this sense like, get a
there was
dog
this-
up here, you
It was because the camera panned to Joffa. Like, sorry, we probably can't see his name,
Yeah,
that's where I was going with
but
that.
the Collingwood mascot in the gold jacket went to him, and he just sat down, real sad sack, because he was the one that gave me
He's
shield.
getting the boulders out.
Job was flat as a tack,
Yeah,
and there was this
like-
other little weirdo Collingwood guy sitting there going,
Like, it's sad because it's like I gave him everything for like 12 years, and all of a sudden, like, I do something for me to, I don't know, find the love for footy again, and he's like, giving me grief. I'm standing in the goal square, he's yelling at me. I'm just like sitting there going, mate, you're a fucking tool bag.
Was that hard rolling up against your old side?
It was different, that's for
in
sure,
Turkey? Remember when Goodwin, not fucking, who's the guy that went from St Kilda to Essendon?
to Essendon. Oh, Goddard.
Goddard.
Yeah, that was emotional.
Fucking
Brilliant.
you went through all
Melbourne
the-
Fire Goodwin already. He's just stuck in my head. Just like,
gotta
Lisa
get to this
needs
at some
braces.
point.
Goodwin, sack him. You know what that fucking
Ricky
shit.
is pissed with the D's, and we're going to get to that. But
Oh, yeah. I'm fucking. All right, should we just get to
maybe
it?
we just jump straight to it.
I'm a
What's
little-
going on, mate? Get it off your
Look,
chest.
I don't know how you guys sit that end of the pasture up north, east. I'm down Bayside area, and I've got my own opinions, mate. One of them's on the Demons. We got rid of Roffy. We need to get rid of Goody. That suck. You know, you did your bit. You got the flag, but anyone could have in that era. But I'm hating it, mate. I'm planning to buy a fucking Bulldog with the missus or a Doberman.
Yeah.
And all I wanted to call him was Petrarca. Oh, dead set. The track.
Now,
I
you
wanted-
can't be that guy.
No. Now I'm hashtag off track, bro. Unfollowed. Oh, dude, I unfollowed him, man. I love the guy. It burns me. So I sent it to my mate. And then he screen recorded and he did the same and wrote back. He
this
wrote
guy-
back off track.
So this is trending now.
Oh, mate, I hate it. But fucking what are you doing, bro?
We've got to show our hand here. We know the Petrarcas pretty well. They're our
I know
mates.
you
We've
do.
grown
And
up with
you've
them.
never said anything to me.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to him at all.
He
about
seems
any
like
of
a
this.
lovely guy, but fuck, off track.
I can sort of-
kills me. I'm a mad dick.
Just because you want to name your dog Track or Petrarca.
Yo, no, just because
Don't worry about
We're
it.
losing the best
No,
player in the league, mate. It sucks
I know
ass.
you've gone through a lot of trauma track, but I had a Bulldog lined up. I was going to name her.
You're
It's your
killing
fault.
us.
It's your fault, mate. He's a good
He'll
cook.
come in. He'll come
Yeah,
in.
I'll eat.
You'll
We can-
eat?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
sit down. You know, it's like a mafia
You
thing.
look real disgruntled while you eat, but just have a few choice
Oh, it
words
tastes
to
like
him.
fucking shit.
You fucking staying or what?
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, where do we go? We can't really say much there. We do love the track.
Well, yeah.
But no,
for
I
listening.
feel
Yeah,
for
we
no,
heard
it's
your
therapy.
vent. It's all right.
Yeah.
I would say I feel for you, but you've won a flag. I'm a North Melbourne fan. How's the sook? Like he's won your flag.
8 years or something since
they've
they've had
got a
one.
flag.
I'm
Just
like,
calm down,
well, you guys won a few in the 80s and
Yeah,
90s.
you
You're
had
all
Wayne
mate.
Carey,
80s
mate.
and 90s.
Is that what you won them?
Yeah, that's when I actually jumped ship from a Fitzroy supporter
You won
to
the
a
Gold
North.
Cup, the
They won
fucking
heaps,
Millennium Cup. Like that's
you
bullshit.
remember that,
yeah.
Grouse.
Melbourne supporter. I remember all this stuff.
But then-
Cheese platters, Queen's birthday up to the snow.
RMs, North Face vests. North Face vests.
On the RMs, I've had some strong feedback that I'm a little bit too Ray Martin with the hair, prim proper, faded shirt this week. No RMs. And I've got the work boots.
Serious question. Trav told me that he's walked in on you before going Nike and you had the roll things in.
Roll things?
What are they called?
No, I had the straightener going.
Oh.
Anytime you want to leave the house, I'm talking like just for coffee or whatever, it's an hour minimum.
Give
me an hour to get ready.
Really
like,
is.
Like he's a well-groomed man. Do you know those aren't real
Very
greys
insecure,
though?
man.
They're like highlights in the beard now he puts in.
Highlights.
Really?
Yeah, you get the foil out and put sort of individual strands.
Because you got that gangster soprano. You could do the wingtip, the grey thing.
Can we edit the Sopranos theme song in over this as he's talking here?
Paul in Sopranos has this wingtip of grey. It'd be
I
awesome
was
for
going
Halloween.
Paulie off Jersey Shore, the guy with the fucking Melbourne Demons
The
logo on his head.
situation guy.
Yeah, that's a
But that
situation.
was Jim. Jim, like anytime we'd leave the house for coffee, you got to give him an hour notice. I'm just having a
insecure guy.
shower, doing my hair, getting changed, and then you still rock up to his house. And he's always sitting on the couch, like in his pants, no top on, just watching TV still. It's like, we're going? Give me five. He's still just...
I'll go and get
making
the
your
Stevie
way,
shit.
yeah.
Which is really rich coming from a guy who tipped his hair to, leave the house himself. Like
Yeah, I had plenty of highlights and
Did
to
you
this
do
day.
the swimming cap one, the frosted? Remember
but
those?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it in the hairdresser. I did it at home though, like in the bar.
sunning.
Yeah, like I'm doing it at home, doing
job.
backyard.
Use real bleach.
From the leave it in there for 5 minutes, wash it off. That's why it's a bit thin now these days, you know.
We've got to dig these photos up. Some of the cuts you gave Cameron were pretty good.
But yeah, we had a lead haircut. Like this is coming back. Phew.
I reckon there was an Anzac Day where all three of you played and Cameron had was it a stripe up the middle?
There's only one game all three of us played. That wasn't.
Yeah, but
Anzac.
did he
the
have
Kevin
a
Peterson stripe.
Cam did some interesting ones. Yeah, that's for sure.
When did you play to get? So what was the one game?
Against St Kilda, that was it. We only played one game the whole career.
What was your haircut?
I couldn't tell you. It ain't good though.
And you had your face. I'm going to pull all these photos
Yeah,
up.
please do.
This is not hair. Remember the jeans? I used to do this too. We used to bleach lines into jeans. And
Mate,
They're
this
doing
is,
that
are you
these
going back
days,
to the
though.
time when I did year 12 and I was captain of fine arts actually at
School
Yarra
project.
Grammar.
Yeah.
Yeah, private school. And my project was recycled denim. I made a tuxedo out of recycled denim.
Oh, wow.
And it was on the back page of the Herald Sun the day of like Melbourne Cup or some shit like that. And I'm just like, happy as Larry in this shitty tuxedo. It's one
but
of the
if my
all-time
memory serves me correctly, there was a cockatoo on your shoulder
That was a
too.
different photo. as
Is
well.
that,
Yeah,
like
that's a
that
different
Justin,
photo.
is that Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears?
Yeah,
they were in the
like-
Canadian tux or
Yes.
whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful. Made one.
Yeah,
With a lot of
amazing.
bleach sort of rinsed through
It
it.
was just, yeah.
So is that, you're a farm boy naturally?
Nah, pretend, want to be.
Yeah.
We grew up on some land. We had some animals, but never like properly. It was just for shits and giggles. Now I'm on some land and I'm still a shits and giggles farmer. I got like goats and cows, but like miniature animals. And my
Miniature?
wife,
What,
like,
Shetlands?
yeah,
glad
miniature
you raised
ponies,
them.
miniature
You got a
goats.
thing for mini
Yeah,
animals?
mini animals. They're grouse, man. I got mini Highlands, and then my wife Becky and my daughter
Do you drive
Scarlett.
a mini?
Hey, you drive a Hummer and we'll get that too.
Yeah, I got a It's a complex, maybe you know.
There's a story
it's
here
cool.
that I've completely forgotten to say. But what's the mini pony? It's called
Nugget.
Nugget.
Yeah.
The first night
Still
out we
alive?
had.
Nugget?
Yeah, it's still like
Nug's
still
still
kicking.
around.
Is that mum and dad's? Yeah.
But I reckon the first real big night out we had, you, me, Cameron, Dane, we went out and I think it was that Sky Bar one. And we ended up back at your joint out back in Ringwood.
Back at mum and dad's.
Mum and dad's, yes,
yeah.
yes. And we had, it was a good night and whatever, and just blind. Oh, you can sleep on the couch, Jim. Yeah, no worries. So I wake up in the morning to this giant tongue like that,
Just-
big, just going
Really?
on my face. So I
Were you
woke up
actually
going,
asleep?
Megan Fox, is that you? And then it's just like a little, just a horse.
Horse lips.
I just remember going, you know that slow when you you come to and you don't realise quite what's going on. You go, "Ah, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And your mum's in the kitchen going, oh, do you want some Nurofen? And doing breakfast. There's a horse walking over there. What is happening?
Yeah, so Nugget's still kicking, and it's true, man. Like the day I got drafted or signed to Collingwood, it came through the living room and off it went. And Mum used to open the door and just let the pony in the house. And
Yeah.
wander
Oh, that's
through.
lit.
Yeah, that was. Like,
So do you let your little mini animals through
no,
the house now?
mate. I've got respect for my house. No, you got to take your shoes off outside before you come into my house. All right, no.
Gold.
But we got plenty of animals wandering around doing their
cool.
thing. It's
Yeah, sometimes I visit, fucking animal that I am.
Yeah.
No, but didn't Eddie have a run in with Nugget at some point?
That was the day I signed. Eddie and like Mick and all these people came over to the house to sign and do all this. And that was the horse nudged the door open. She started wandering through it and like nudged Eddie and grabbed an apple off the table and just wanders back out. And he's just sitting there going, what the fuck? And like, it's like
What are we signing up to?
myth. Everyone's like, it didn't
Alice in
really happen.
Wonderland.
But it's like, no, it did.
It's funny the way he tells it. He goes, "Oh, I had to sort of just keep character and not make a big deal of this.
Yeah.
It's just horses walk around houses. That's just how it goes."
Coming the great man from Broadmeadows himself, you know.
What was it like growing up as a Cloke? Because you got the three brothers, you know, just as a young kid playing Lego, knowing that moustache is boiling a pot of a kettle in the fucking kitchen. Your dad is an enigma.
Got a great
He's been,
relationship.
And he's a big man.
It's
Like
a
he's an image. So I didn't really understand because I was born like just before Dad finished. So I got a couple of years in.
Yeah.
I was too young. But I was like 10, 11 when Jace got drafted. So I started to understand a little bit about footy the whole hype of footballers and stuff.
the history and what your dad being
I
a
learned
champ.
a little bit. I learned because by playing, I used to get bullied and harassed from parents over the fence at a young age. So I kind of like put two and two together.
Yeah.
And then as you kind of grow through the ranks of like 14, 15, start making inter-league and rep teams, that's when your parents or from opposition teams start to have an opinion and share, and you start to realise like, this is not just playing footy anymore. See, it's more sheep stations already coming to that. And then when I got drafted at 17, I was still doing year 11 at school. So I'm going to school on a Monday to Wednesday, playing footy on the weekend,
Wow.
rolling back. It was a lot to process, but at the same time, I was like, I'm
Plus being a Cloke,
clocked out of
you know what I
But
mean?
it was cool. It's good fun. Like, I played a couple of years with both my brothers at the Pies, and Cam went on elsewhere to a couple of other clubs. Jace finished up. I left the Pies purely because I was mentally done. I had enough. I wanted to try something new, and I love my time at the Dogs, but at the same time,
Just,
had enough
Probably
of
just
footy.
done by the time you got there.
Done.
Yeah.
Just mentally, just had enough.
Had enough, and I was just clocked out, and I was ready to go.
Like, just the talent pool, the bloodstock. Your dad's a fucking Clydesdale, mate.
He was a freak.
He's trotting around. You could put him out to pasture like black caviar. You know what I mean? The AFLPA's got when he wants to make a whole fucking 22 squad. The Clokes.
But he's a big man. He's actually slimmed down a little bit, the big fella.
Yeah? Does he
he's
still
like-
have the moustache?
Yeah, oh, mate.
That'd be the mascot.
Hey, don't tell me he's doing a gym and getting on the Ozempics.
No, you can't. That would blow his heart out, man. He's like, if he's doing a go for walks and stuff, the old fella. But no, if he shaved his mo, my old lady would kill him.
Really?
So he's had a mo since the day they got married, and that's like 40-something years he's had one. But the other trademark's the mullet. He's still got
Still
the
got
mullet.
it.
Yeah, that's just like, you see Davies like this, and he's flacking the mullet like
You've
this.
got a
and-
decent one now.
Well, it's 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm kind of in that stage and like, come on holidays, what do I do? And grow a mo's me thing. I can't grow hair.
Underrated Dave's mullet. It's as big a feature as the mustache. It's beautiful. It's shiny.
It's
It's a bit
established.
grey these days,
is
but
it?
yeah.
It's an institution. It's not
is.
just a hairpiece. It belongs to the city of Melbourne.
Dave's also a big wrestling fan.
He is, yeah. WWE, you rock out to the house and he'll be sitting on the couch. He's like Big Jim back in the day, like this control, and he's just got wrestling on the TV.
Who's his favourite
I don't
Heartbreak
know
Kid?
now. Like back in the day, it was like your Hulk Hogan's.
Yeah.
He's like Batista.
He loved Batista.
Yeah.
I'd walk into your house and we have a relationship of mutual disrespect for each other, all tongue in cheek. I'll walk
It's
in.
love, but different thing, you know? Yeah.
He'll just pop up out of nowhere, put me in a headlock, and then go Batista bomb, and just belt the fuck out of me and call me. What is it? What's his nickname?
Some reason he called you pelican shit. I've got
Pelican shit.
no idea why. Like randomly out of nowhere, he's like, "Oh, you big piece of pelican shit," and that was
like
it.
talking to you know, some people call their wife, possum bum. You know, pelican shit.
Pelican shit.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, it's like an open door policy at home, and like my house or mum and dad's like, Jim's welcome anytime, you know. And that's kind
I'll
of part.
go over,
That's
like,
kind of
sit down, shit stain. Oh, thanks,
And then
mate.
you know he likes you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's absolute endearment. He's a ripper. He used to, when I was attempting to play footy, he'd come along to games and be like, "Keep your fucking eyes on the ball, you big sack of pelican shit."
Hey, on that with your bros, who was winning the punch-on wars? Because I bet you're fighting.
Nice. So this is
this is
interesting.
big.
So mum and dad always embedded in us. We're never allowed to touch each other.
Oh, really?
Verbally, you can do what the hell you want. So
So
we're
why you beat the shit out of me instead?
Yeah, we take it out on someone else. Verbally, we're very good. So you're allowed verbal, just not allowed touch.
Yeah, okay.
But we had a tennis.
Is that to prevent injuries? It was
Probably
always
it's a
thinking
bit of
about
that one. But we had a tennis court at home, so that was kind of like your playpen.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it was like, hey, you're up to bat in cricket.
Yeah.
You're only allowed one pad today. We're getting the red ball out for
Oh,
seamer.
yeah.
And you're bowling short balls at one another. So that was kind of the way you kind of took out a bit of testosterone on one another. But
Cameron handles himself pretty well, I must say.
yeah.
He was
He's
the
he's
angry
middle,
one,
He's
yeah?
the middle brother. That's
Was
why.
Cam the narky one on the field a little bit?
He liked to have a go. I mean,
Yeah,
even
he's very witty,
Yeah.
like in his voice that way. So.
Actually, that era, I remember Dennis Committee when I was working at Channel 7. It was a fucking epic play. You know how you play on words? He actually sent He goes, lock your car doors. Like it was lock your car doors. And it like flowed on to this. And he goes, not a bad idea at a Collingwood match. It was like, this is brilliant. Anyway, it's off topic. But yeah.
But no, there was always a bit of fun at home. Like Cam and I are still thick as thieves. We lived together for a good 7-8 years.
Yeah, wow.
To the point I couldn't kick him out. He just kind of just kept showing up and showing up. When there's always something that, like going down or like hearing a bit of grief, he's the one you call.
Yeah.
Jace is a bit more the reserved, quieter brother who's now run away and lives in Queensland and gets sunshine all year round, mate. We're stuck in shitty Melbourne.
Unreal. So like when you're in your peak of powers, like the 2010s and that, you got to be the strongest bloke going around in the AFL. What were you benching?
But this is the funny thing. I couldn't bench. I was like 110 kilos, nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
I was expecting. I was in the shower thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be 160.
He was
160, 170
no,
job.
110 max. That was
Because
it.
you're a big body player. You used to body dudes.
Aesthetically pleasing.
Really?
Aesthetically
That's
pleasing.
it. Built like Tarzan, play like Jay. No, I couldn't push. I couldn't bench. I was shocked.
Really?
I'll vouch for this. We did some weird sort of training stuff in off seasons.
Yeah,
we go
we'd
get
go
bands and sleds and all sorts of shit.
Like weird acid and dank shit? Or
Before he hit the scene.
Weird as in actually lifting and moving
we were
weights.
pioneers.
I tried to catch up with Danky, he just wouldn't take my call.
Yeah.
No, but you weren't big on the gym. You were just like, what's the point?
No,
You
as
just
long as
throw
I could
people
run,
around
I could
anyway.
throw, that was it. But the 2010 was fun. Like that's when we won our flag.
Yeah.
And that's where like, and I'm big on like loyalty as a mate as well.
Yeah, of course.
And like I go back now and look at like even like the last 10 years or whatever, like in our friendship is like, I can enjoy the success now of like 28 and what's happening because he enjoyed the success of what I had it as well, but also the lows.
Yeah.
So we've both been there and had that. But I go back to them, and we chatted about it the other day, like 2010, we've won the flag, we're on the team bus after the game.
Oh, I know where
This
this
is
is
just players on the bus. Next to me is Big Jim, just sitting on the team bus, like all the players and coaches.
How'd you snag
Yeah,
a seat?
this is like how it was.
Do you
'cause he was
pretend you're a ruckman?
he was around enough, so like he knew a lot of the boys. But we're sitting on the team bus, just won the cup. We're sitting there holding the cup, drinking from it. Mickey Moldhouse walks down the aisle of the bus. He's like, "What are you doing on here?" He's like, "Just here with Trevor." And he's just like this, having a sip of the cup. And Mick's just like, "Oh yeah, whatever." And this is we're going to G to Rod Laver because we're going to meet bloody Lionel Richie singing on stage and all this. And
Had a good boogie with him.
we're sitting there on the bus, two young, like 20-year-old, I was 20s, 18. We're having a bit of a laugh and giggle and.
That would have been
Trav just told me to put a suit, just put a black suit on.
Yeah, you're right. You'll
that's
just
enough.
come join, and
That
it.
was the draw.
Do you know how expensive that was actually?
Like mentally. Like,
No, not even that. Like rebooking holidays, man.
Yeah.
Well, I was meant to fly out 5
Do you
days
get,
later.
does the club cover it? Or?
No. Lucky little bit of insurance,
Oh,
you
you
know.
poor thing
but-
on 800. Poor thing's on 800 a year.
Like changing flights 3-4 days and over.
That would have been horrible.
No, but it was good fun. But that was the thing. Like I got to enjoy that moment with Jam. Now I get to enjoy that. So like we've been through thick and thin for years.
Yeah.
And you look back, like I'm not a photo person, but fuck, he must have like 30,000 photos.
I've got a
tucked away.
Rolex.
Oh, that's nice.
Every so often you see like a photo, he sends a photo, you list, I'm like, please hide that.
Post footy, was it like did you play in the 019 one where that?
No, I retired 17.
Oh, okay.
In the 17, I retired up. Pies were in the granny 18, I think
18,
it was.
yeah, and that Don
And
Sheed.
I literally took off, like airplane took off at 2:35 as the ball got bounced at 2:40. I was fucking off to Italy for 3 weeks as the Pies were playing in the granny. So not well planned.
We snuck down the rooms in
Yeah,
the
but
prelim to see
prelim,
Goldie and Gruns. We'll
that
get that
was-
photo up. It was another grab the cup, why are we here moment.
Yeah, it was all like,
Maybe-
oh, we're
maybe
here,
you
we're
make
not here
sense.
next week. Let's enjoy tonight. Yeah, we went to a function upstairs and then we weaseled our ways back in the rooms. That was when you could actually go around the G easy. Now the G's like locked down, you can't even move.
It's locked right down.
Yeah, we got down there and saw like Goldie, good mate, and Bros and the rest of the crew still running around. And pretty much we were like, they won that night because we were there supporting. They lost the granny because we weren't there. So
That's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
If we're there, they win. It was all about us.
Have you tried to separate from footy now? Like,
I still work in footy. I'm at the Essendon Footy
I know.
Club.
We saw
so-
you getting a punch on with the Swans, you dog. Everyone saw
I was
you couldn't help
civilised.
yourself.
That sent the 28-year-old male viral that week.
You,
Yeah,
were, you
we
were
was just
trotting.
there.
You were a pony in there, like, beefing up.
That'll do, boys.
Footy's interesting because, like, and I look at it now and go, like, you can fight and wrestle, you get fined or you get suspended, but it's not even that. You're so fatigued and knackered that you can't even play the next 5 minutes afterwards. So all I was trying to do was look after my teammates, you know, save a bit of a like breather.
Yeah.
But it was funny because Brodie Grundy, old teammate, dropped Jakey Stringer.
Yeah.
And we got a free kick. So I'm technically having to laugh because Broads is there and String's here and I'm pulling them apart. That was kind of it. But it blew up. I remember getting back to my bag and checked my phone after the game, and I've got thousands of messages. My Instagram's going nuts, and it's because the 28's posted it. And in my head, I'm laughing and like inside because at this stage, no one knew who the 28 was even.
Yeah.
And people are like, you must know him. I'm like, no, I don't know who it is, man. It's just random, you know. It's
Set it
like,
off. But the best part was your brother sent me the clip.
yeah, well,
Cameron
that's
up in
the fun of
He
it.
was up in Queensland or something. He goes, mate, you've got to post this. Have a look at Travis. Post this shit over. I'm like, no, I don't know if he wants attention on this.
So that was, it's been going for a long time now.
Yeah,
but it's good fun.
Yeah, 100%.
But, mate, I've watched your transition from footy to just being a great dad and loving life. I mean, we can't
Collector of mini animals.
We're face lickers.
Yeah, well, that's you, man. I don't let the dogs touch me. But many animals now. We're in the Yarra Valley, loving life. Wife, Becky, she's into
Beautiful
horses
Becky.
and dogs. And Archie's 4 on the weekend, so he'll be 4, and my daughter's 7 in November. And life's good, man.
Arch came out. We went and had a
Has
look at
Archie got a mini-mo starting?
You should say
doesn't
Archie.
say.
Archie's
Big boy,
how old
man.
do you say he is now?
He's 4 next week. or
He's
this
6'3" and 120 kilos. And he punched me in the head when I said hello. He called me pelican shit. He is huge.
week. I can teach somewhere. The young fella, no, he's a good guy. He's growing like no tomorrow. So the next phase of my life, footy was great, loved it. I'm so enjoying the next phase. So I've been out of it 8 years this year of playing, still involved in the other side, but life's a bit more balanced, a bit more understanding.
You've managed to have these I can just speak to this having worked with you in footy. We've had a lot of things in our friendship that I've enjoyed, but working with you and seeing how you are with young people and the impact you've had on them. I mean, I had a call, Wayne, from someone who's still at your club now who just speaks the world of you. I think that the impact you've had in mentoring young people just probably hasn't been spoken about. How have you enjoyed sort of coaching and not just coaching, but just taking
That's
people
the
under
part
your wing?
I think I've enjoyed. I never wanted to work in footy when I retired. I hated it because it probably what it did mentally beat me up. But then I got dragged back into it by a mutual friend and loved it. And from that, it probably made me connect back into why I love playing footy, and that was working with the younger kids, making sure that they can be better or impact the next generation. So that's what brought me back to the Coach League. Love that, working with Eastern Rangers and some good people out there. And then the last couple of years, rolling back into the AFL cycle of AFL back at Essendon. And to be honest, I'm trying not to lose ground of why I fell back in love with footy. So when I coach and I learn and I educate, it's about like what you could possibly do with the next phase of your life. How can you impact? What can you do? Selfishly, it's about helping them, but selfishly to me, it's about like filling my cup. Makes me feel good as well that you can actually help someone else.
Well, you saw it all. Like because you were champion of the game, you're also the whipping boy for a lot of it, and it was so hard, but you got confronted with that whole aspect of the media windmill was just ripping it. Just a few plays, and you were one of them. And
were you the one that were making the articles
It
about
was me. I was like,
and your burner accounts, you're doing the edits.
I'm like,
I'm in there
you want to call me
fighting
pelican
You fight the
shit?
flag for me, fighting, you're putting out your bloody spice going.
So now you come on the 28 potty and you're just going to get a new one.
It was. As soon as you guys kicked this podcast off, like Jim was like, you got to come. I was like, mate, I'm not coming on. I'm not sitting there with you two. You're talking rubbish. But
I was not letting one person come on until you come on. You're your best mate in the world. You're like a brother to me. You had to come on. So
I'm enjoying it. Put it that way.
Oh, that's good.
The other day I was doing stuff at home. I had the podcast on. And I'm having a chuckle. Finish up the podcast. Don't get the ratings. So listen up on all the streaming devices. And I called Jim. I was like, mate, this part was hilarious. That was funny. Do this, do that. He's like, shut the fuck up, man. Like I'm enjoying this podcast. It's like this, but it's it's cool. It's so good to see. It's coming to life.
It's just the beginning, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, we were talking. We went for a little bit of a man walk.
Yeah.
Off topic. So Cloke.
I've got to.
It's on topic.
Do go.
already.
Because I've got to add into this.
Yeah, jump in.
We went to the 1,000 steps.
Yeah, but then I heard you're at the bakery eating a pie before you're going for a walk.
Yeah.
And then you rock up in all black but white shoes.
Yeah.
That's like
did I
political.
watch it?
Yeah, I saw the photo. You're up on the left. That's politically incorrect. You can't go black, white. And you can't eat a meat pie before you go for exercise.
I look like I'm a school kid if I wear black shoes.
Well, I'm just putting it out there from an outsider.
All right.
Have you? So when you were trying, so for anyone who knows, me and the 28 met up to do just a 1,000 steps. Hadn't done it in age. Yeah, a walk.
Well, now we're influencers, obviously. We thought that's what you do. You go to 1,000 stairs and you vlog it or vlog it.
Yeah, vlog.
You hate it when I call it vlog.
But you guys used to
Sounds
run
like
it up.
train.
Yeah.
Do you run up
we
that
did-
when you train?
People do. I'm not big on that. Like,
No.
we did it. I've done it a couple of times, but I'm there for the scenic walk, enjoying the trees and the bushes.
Did you look forward to that when the training came?
I
and they're
enjoyed
like,
that type of stuff. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like
You
that's,
were-
that's part of the sicko.
did you ever do Kokoda?
We didn't do Kokoda. I've done the Grand Canyon, done like so in Arizona.
Rich.
We went
The
to
Westpac
Grand Canyon.
Centre, the Grand Canyon, the fucking. I bet you guys got up to some mischief when the Grand Canyon tour ended. I bet you're all over to Vegas.
No, we you got a couple of days off to do what you need on the way home. Like some would come back to family, and I went
straight battle. Just letting you have that.
I went over to the East Coast, went over to New York for a couple of days. Yeah, we went down the coast.
Had a nice coffee and a pastrami sandwich. Bet you didn't eat for 3 days.
But it's beautiful, like great part of the world. But yeah, training camps were good. Like I loved all that type of stuff. Like it's probably the sicko in me, the like obsession in the sport that loved it. But now I'm washed up and retired, mate. I don't do anything anymore.
Well, we were no good. We got halfway up there. We didn't get to the stairs before we were bending over going,
Yeah, they kept having that, those rest stops.
And you guys sitting down, and then you got the mum with 3 kids on her back just strolling on past you.
Overtaking this dad, this little chubster dad that we were like to and fro with. And he was like, how you going? And we ended up having a bit of combo just by passing. Like, don't give up, mate. One of those kind of things. But
one of those shit kickers.
It was actually quite therapeutic.
I loved it.
What we came out of it was we got an idea.
Well, we sort of...
You go. No, you go.
This is absolutely your idea. I reckon you're going to go with it.
I just think that, what it enabled was I'm a big walker advocate, but I walk headphones in by myself, like running. Who the fuck runs with someone and talks? They're psychos, mate. Anyway, I can't do it. But what I did with you was walk with someone, another man.
Male.
Another male. Male to male up this mountain. But metaphorically, we're climbing this mountain, getting shit off our chest. Yeah. And I thought, dude, this is an opening for the direction we want to go. Let's set up like a fucking walk where all the blokes... We walk through these suburbs from like Frankston to St Kilda, like a 30-click walk. Yeah. And we finish at the Vineyard and we sink piss. But people join in and we'll...
The mob
it's
just
dreamlike.
All I'm thinking is like bird's eye views of people walking down the street, joining up on the Behan Highway, and off you guys go.
Like those soccer mobs who read up at the pub.
Forrest Gump. It's Forrest Gump. That's right. But I'm big thinking here because it's going to cut to crickets and there's 2 people and it's you and me. But we're going to set up like this bogan walk where men just come and we're doing this like it's a coast to coaster kind of thing to the pub.
Pub to pub. We'll have a chin wag along the way.
Are you coming in?
I'll come for a walk.
I'm not doing the whole Shetland pony.
That would bring him on down.
Would Nugget make it 30 Ks?
No, man, he wouldn't even do a K.
No, we'll put some new horseshoes on him.
Yeah, put some new things up he goes.
Well, I had one thing I was going to add to it. If you wear RMs, what is it, double points or something?
I think you get free beer all day if you wear RMs. So we are working on that. We're actually taking calls on some sponsors for this particular thing. But we want to do it when the weather's a bit warmer because it's going to... I'm gonna set up camelbacks full of fucking Forex.
Because a part of that, when us going for a
we don't actually know each other.
Yeah,
we're just getting to know each other.
We're actually getting to know each other live on air. And we sort of just went back and forth with some stuff that was a bit heavy. And it was good to get it off my chest, but I'm happy to tell the people at home. Like stuff that you don't talk about often. We're talking about sort of my history with mental health and stuff. I thought, all right. And we would say, we should talk about it on air. Like, I'm comfortable to do that. And just in our sort of up and about larrikin sort of way, it felt fine. I got in the car and I just felt like my chest started going, my hands were going. Remember I was telling you my legs are giving out. I think it's just because I'm cold or something. Yeah. I was having a panic attack. Like I had to pull I don't know why. There was nothing going through my head. Nothing. Like you know all about this stuff.
It's the unknown of sharing with being vulnerable. That's what it's about.
Sometimes what came out, it's easier to share with people you don't really know.
The fear of no judgment.
It's like, dude, I don't even know you. I'm just going to give you a trauma dump.
Which is probably why like we joke about it. That's probably why people do that late at night. You're across the Kmart table. It's easier. You got a skin full of piss.
But it's healthy, dude.
Yeah. Do you want to stick around for the leadership group? Bit of feedback?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's roll into it.
We got some messages, some voice.
Please do, mate.
So the leadership group is where 28's put the call out to the leadership group. You've got to send your memos in and we will screen them live if they're constructive enough.
The poll came back about pissing in the sink, by the way.
Yeah. That's gross, by the way. I listened to that going, who the hell pisses in sinks?
Apparently it's big, mate.
I know but I learned about this on Winnie's Confessions.
Yeah, you educated me a bit on this.
It was a theme one night. Everyone's like, I piss in the sink. I'm like, whoa.
No, it's a big
is that
thing.
A nightclub, a house, a public toilet?
Sink. It's made for your dick hide.
I got that philosophy, but I'm like thinking the urinals in public toilets are dirty anyway, so you might as well piss in the sink.
But it's our
then
fault
again,
that
I'm
they're
putting my
that
hand in
dirty.
there and all like, God, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not for it.
Putting your hand in there doing the bloke we were talking about last week, the
little
wash.
cakes. I did. I have seen that.
The box
So
box.
have we got any constructive criticism?
We do have one from an anonymous source. I'll play this one and see if you can pick it out.
That anonymous.
Is it true that your older brother Cameron is a better shot at goal and also a better local footballer than you? Just heard on the grapevine.
That
That's
voice
all.
sounds pretty familiar.
Is that your brother?
Oh, it sounds like Cam, that's for sure. This is no lie. It is probably a better local football. I find local football so bloody hard.
Really?
Yeah, mate, it's so hard to get a kick.
I think you're the best footballer. Though.
Yeah, I think we're better football than Cam, but that's all right. We're talking local. I couldn't
Wait,
get
who's a better person?
Jason.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah, local footy's so hard to play, man. I'm used to like perfect footy, playing under a roof, that type of shit.
Yeah,
You're playing at the moment, are you?
I played a couple of games this year and loved it. Good fun up the country and getting around the local supporters.
Cam's been at it he just kicks 100 every
he kick
year.
goals.
Kicks
It
tons.
makes me sick. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. He's a better local footballer. I can't get a kick in the local.
I like local. I was at Trevor Barker yesterday.
Yeah.
Sandy Zebras. Over. It's a ripper oval.
Yeah.
But that was Haileybury versus De La Salle. Mate, RM fucking city.
Central.
Oh, bro.
Did they
They
set
had
the
the
tent
best
up?
going as well,
Scarves
yeah.
and the North Faces and the fucking.
So you got a full experience of the RM Williams
Shout out to
Social
Jimmy
Club.
Magna. He won last game.
Oh, he
ever.
got up?
Yeah, old demon. Yeah, he
Beauty.
won. Yeah, kick goal after the siren.
Off track.
Oh.
But they won by 100 points.
Oh,
so.
that doesn't count then.
He's still fart assing on
Yeah,
about it.
thanks for your feedback. Cam.
Thanks,
Thanks, Anonymous. Sorry.
What's the next one we
Anonymous
got?
from Eltham. Thanks, mate.
We do have this one, a question to answer.
A friend of mine told me at the pub the other night that Robbie Nahas's nickname was the human tripod. And it got me wondering. I was like, why would they call him the human tripod? I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Is he a bit of a photographer in his spare time or... Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to know. So
I have heard that he has an absolute mag light down there.
Look, you'll be pretty blown about it. I'll answer that. It's because he's got a massive penis.
Yeah.
I just thought he worked in socials and content creating.
I know a couple of people down at Richmond, and I've heard that he actually had trouble like game day.
Fitting it in his jocks.
Well, that's maybe why he had to give up the game a little bit. It was.
Imagine that being the
he's
reason he got
swinging and banging
retired.
on the wing, mate.
So he got a little bit of osteitis frontal pubis.
His hips gave
Yeah.
way.
Can we do a little sidebar?
Yeah.
We just got these given to us.
We did.
These are the Oscar and Frank absolute double cokehead sunnies.
They're the Welcome to Columbia's were created a little collaboration between Mitch Mitty and
Craig Jones.
and Craig
They're
Jones,
mad.
our great mates, who decided that because they're elite athletes, right? So they're jiu-jitsu, grapplers and all that sort of stuff. But sometimes they need to have their coffee, but they also need to put a bit of creatine into it. They've got a little spoon on the end of them here so that you can just dip some sugar and put it in your coffee. And it's just wonderful.
That's the first time I've seen
Yeah,
that.
it's wonderful. In the athlete space, it's just wonderful.
That's actually pretty genius, to be honest.
So I just want to commend them for such
It's
a wonderful
for your sugar
creation.
in your cup of tea.
Yeah. Well, there was a little, there was a note from him too. And I did like how he signed off. Hey, James, enjoy your sunglasses. Much love. Scoop a cronk.
Scoop a cronk. Oh, there you go.
Not bad. But
That's pretty
The
good.
wonderful people at Oscar Frank.
There you go.
Our first sponsor.
Well done.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
Well, boys, I'm fucking pumped for this. I've been trying to get this particular guest over the line for months, years even.
Who are you talking about?
Winnie Blues. Do you follow Winnie Blues?
Big fan.
The famous confessions that just
The
sort of-
queen of
And
memes.
she's been cancelled about 15 times. She's had about, what, how many? You there on the Winnie, have we got you on the line?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, my
I'm ready to
God.
go.
We got the win on the line. How are you, darling?
I am so good. I'm really, really, really stoked to be here. Thank you for having me.
We're even more stoked. Is this the first time you've ever been on a podcast or your voice or anything?
Yep. Yeah.
This-
First time for everything.
Why did you pick these degenerates then? Like, let's be honest.
We are cut from the same cloth. Unfortunately.
I feel like you're the female 28-year-old male, pretty much, or the 28-year-old female. I think we want to do something for Halloween, and you get to scoot on down to Melbs because we know you're in Bondi living these days.
I reckon I can do that.
Do the nun outfit, well, maybe I'll go with some sort of Frankenstein sort of setup with the bolts between the
You
head
don't
trap.
dress up too much, mate.
Right.
Yeah, I can get around that.
So how did confessions start? Like, how did this all start for you?
So it initially started in 2018 on my main account. I used to work on Chapel Street, and I was very much a rat bag, surrounded by rat bags.
Has anything changed?
And nothing has changed. And I just met all these people with these insane stories, and I thought I'd give it a platform.
So they would just tell you when you're out on the piss and whatever, and did that sort of just turn into an idea? Let's start a page out of this.
For half of it. Yeah, I was there.
Have you? So you do it now, sort of every Sunday. You just put it out to the followers to send in their sins. What is it? Confess your sins.
So have you got a favourite confession over the journey?
I actually do, and I have set him up to read it to us today.
No.
No,
so we've got to. This is the first live confession.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, have you sent this through to Maney or something? Maney, have you got a clip in there?
So one night, a couple of mates and I took a few tabs of acid, usual events. And then next morning, trying to get to sleep. And at the time, I was working for a member of parliament who messaged me at like 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning to come to an announcement. The announcement was that they were going to be making puppy farming illegal in Western Australia. And the announcement was happening at a local rescue shelter in the electorate we worked in. So I was like, oh, you know what? I feel fine. Let's go. When I got to the event, I seen that there was like the Premier there and a few other MPs, a whole bunch of news crews and a shitload of staff. I was like, fuck. So I started having a conversation with someone, realized I was like still tripping hard, not like visuals or anything, but like you just weren't normal. So I was like, fuck this, I'll go have a talk to the dogs. So I wandered over to the dogs in their cages, seen a Rottweiler, having Rottweilers my whole life. I was like, beautiful, I'll play with this dog. He picked up a ball, walked over to me, and like, as you're on acid, I thought we had this beautiful spiritual connection, and I was like playing with him, throwing the ball. He was coming up, licking me all over the face. And then the president of the rescue centre come over and have a chat to me. And she said, oh, you've got such a great bond, and kind of convinced us that we did. And I was like, oh, yeah, he's really good, really, all this stuff. And then she asked me if I was in the market to look to adopt a dog. And I was like, well, not at the moment. And, living situation, couldn't really have one. But I was like, oh, I just bought a house, actually. So maybe in a few weeks I'll come and think about it. And she took that as he's adopted the dog, which she screamed out at the top of her lungs. And I kind of, as crouching down, looked up at her like, what the fuck is happening? And at that moment, like everyone, all the news crews, cameras turned to look at me while I was like, petting this dog, and she's screaming, he's adopted the dog, he's adopted the dog. And I was trying to process what's happened in my head. And I was like, did I actually agree to this? What the hell is going on? So in like the blur of all the moment, everyone come and walked over. The Premier like shook my hand. I remember the news crews, they grabbed me and they're like, oh, let's do a quick interview. This is such a feel-good story moment. And I'm sitting there doing like this talk about how I've just adopted this dog on acid. I'm trying not to laugh, looking at all the faces, and you already get paranoid when you're kind of tripping that you feel everyone's looking at you and judging you. That's what happened. And then the next day, thought about it, went back, signed all the papers, adopted him, and still got him. He's actually, fast asleep right next to me at the moment. He's almost 11.
Oh my God!
Yeah, best dog I've ever had.
That's a feel-good confession, that one.
How good's that?
Tripping balls.
Well, the one thing as I'm listening to that, Win, is this question that always comes to me when I read them and they come up on a Sunday is, why do these people trust you so much? It's a lot of trust they put in you to just tell. This is a politician.
That's a really good question. We've had cops, send messages of them doing lines off their badges.
Oh, bullshit. Winnie, you get a message on your DMs and Instagram, or do you have another page that people confess in?
Yeah, so initially it was on my page, but I kept getting deleted because of confessions. So I made a whole new page, which has been going now for a year, maybe.
You see these people's names then. You just have to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some pretty big names that confess.
Well, that was going to be my question. He's like, I know you can't say the name, but like, are we talking like sporting people, celebrity TV, like A-listers? Are we talking like C-grade celebrities, Big Brother, that type of stuff? Like, where are we at?
We're talking Big Brother. That's probably.
I still love it though. Yeah.
Coppers and Big Brother. I mean, this is the big name.
You're on season 20 Big Brother now. Still
keep
going.
going. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, it's a lot of respect
the
that
big
people have
dogs.
for you then to know that you're not going to actually lag them in. That's the job.
It's a lot to digest as well, like, reading these things. Are there any that are a little bit creepy?
Yeah, there's been some pretty crazy ones that I haven't been able to post. There's some pretty gnarly ones. So if it's a really gnarly story, you've got to have a punchline. Otherwise, it's just a gnarly story.
Yeah, I love it.
Every week we need there's a theme. And to be honest, some are pretty freaky.
Yeah.
Like we've got into some really weird themes, but what's your favourite theme that you've covered over the last 12, 18 months?
Oh, I think the incest theme
That's
was probably the most
Whoa,
common
That's
theme.
does that come up a bit?
That's a bit far. That's Tasmanian.
Yeah.
What's an example?
It's insane. A lot of cousin fucking, believe it or not.
Oh my God, cousin fuck. And
Really?
do
Yeah.
those,
Those are urban myths.
are they sent from Tasmania or
Or is this Mormon?
But I'd say so, hey.
or just straight up Traralgon?
Tammy and Timmy from Traralgon.
So
Yeah.
now you've moved to Sydney. Is that to get another fresh perspective of confessions and not be so close to home, or?
Yeah. I think Sydney and Melbourne are very, very different in that sense. And I'm no longer involved in the confessions, which is nice.
Okay. And how much is a latte going up for in Sydney these days? It's about $7.80, isn't it?
Literally, it's sending me bankrupt right now.
I know.
Well, mate, I've been keen to do this for a while. If we can get you as some sort of floating, I'm putting you on the spot here, another co-host or just a floating guest to come, we'd
Here
love
we
to have
go.
you in regularly if you're up for it.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Big Jim will fly you down to Melbourne too, don't worry. Get you in the hot seat.
Winnie, there is always a seat here on the Quarter Life Crisis. We'd love to have you on board. Absolutely.
You guys are the best.
You are.
Thanks,
We'll put it all on Trav Cloke's credit card.
Winnie,
He's such a huge fan.
Winnie, did you ever smoke Winnie Blues?
Oh, no, I hate this question.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that one.
I've never had a cigarette.
Really?
You never?
Never
There's
in
a
my
confession.
Holy shit. I don't know how
It's
you
a
can go
fraud.
through. Even Trav used to smoke before a game.
Yeah, lining up full forward, having a dough behind the bike.
Rick just had a pack on the way in.
Yeah, totally.
No, you're at the vapes these days.
Yeah.
Vape now.
Who's the sponsor?
Yeah, Larry from Vape World and Launceston.
Yeah, good on you. Thanks, Larry.
He's definitely a real person. Awesome win. Thank you so much for coming on. I've been so keen to do that for so long.
Yeah,
so
we really think you're a part of this same kind of weird community that we're building. Well, you guys already built it, but now we're doing the podcast. It'd just be awesome to get you on, and maybe we can do some sort of collab where the confessions are read out live on the Quarter Live.
Maybe we do it. Maybe it's a regular segment.
All right. Well, I'm going to need some confessions from you boys before we start.
Oh, that's a
absolutely.
very
We'll get
good
thinking
call,
about
actually.
them.
We
Got
might-
none.
It's a trade.
Maybe next week we'll confession each.
Yeah,
we won't
yeah,
actually say who's
100%.
who, but we'll just get some voice memos. Maybe Trav can come back and read them both out.
You got half hour to read?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, thanks, Win.
Yeah, thanks, Winnie.
All right. Thank you, team.
See
Chat to
ya.
you soon.
Bye.
Have we got any more callers? Who we got from Bonnet? Manny, who we got?
This is 1-800-LIFERS. This is where you call up. Once a week, we pick one out of the bag, and it is a full-blown cracker, ripper yarn. But it's one where you can slap a sticker over your face. No one needs to know who you are, but it's going to be turned up to level 100, motherfuckers.
Well, no one in the room has heard this one, and we got Luke from Bondi, I believe. Is it Lukey from Bondi? You there? You on the line, mate?
Right, boys. G'day, boys. How are you?
Hey, very well.
So you've got a cracker yarn, mate. This is the name of the game. Just get straight into the bitch.
It's about 10 years ago now, coming up on the 10th anniversary. I think I was about 26 at the time, so well and truly quarter life crisis, definitely the heyday. And this was a summer vacation, but, as you guys would probably know, less of a relaxing vacation and more of a campaign that just didn't stop. And no surprises, this story takes place in Mexico.
Oh, one of those ones.
It's a fair campaign already, this one.
Yeah, we were in Tulum of all places. It was a stretch of beach, day clubs, celebrities, fucking people, doing all sorts of shit. I think this was about day 3. And I got to this party, I was a little late, and it's all on the beach, tunes are pumping, crowd's crazy. And I looked up and I see my brother, and he's there chatting to Orlando Bloom of all people.
Oh, Bloomy.
Legolas himself. Everyone was, having a really good time. I don't know what kind of good time everyone was having, but everyone was having a really good time.
I think we know what kind of good time it
The
is.
music was pumping. I walked up, and anyway, I'm about 5 meters from my brother in Orlando, and he turns and kind of points Orlando towards me and goes, "That's my brother. Go and say hello." So I'm about like 4 steps from him. He's kind of coming downhill, which is worth mentioning for some reason. And I've got about 3 steps, and he kind of turns. He's bare-chested. He turns to me, and I instantly realise that he's got this crazy fucking look in his eye. And he's coming downhill, and he's kind of doing that like swashbuckling pirate walk where he kicks around.
Well, he was in Pirates of the Caribbean, wasn't he?
Not in character.
Yeah. Anyway, so I put my hand out, he puts his out, and we just go in for the typical bro slap, handshake, nothing out of the ordinary. But he comes in, and instead of like leaning to the side, he just kind of looks at me in the eyes and just kind of headbutts me.
Got headbutted by Orlando Blues.
That's amazing.
And so I kind of rear back, and my hand's still clasped in his, and he's kind of still looking at me all wild-eyed. And then I realise he's bringing me back in for another headbutt. And so I kind of come back in, and before I know what's happening, he's headbutted me again.
Were you like getting angry, or what was the vibe?
Mate, this is all in the space of about 4 seconds, so I didn't really have much time to think of it. Having said that, time did slow down a little bit.
Probably the concussion.
Irish kiss from Orlando.
Yeah, a little concussion kicking in.
On the third one back, I thought, rightio, it's going to happen again. At least I'm going to be ready for it. So I just went short, sharp, direct, bang! Anyway, I don't know what we said. We both could have been mildly concussed at that point. I don't know what we said. We just kind of had a
so you gave him a stiff one?
Yeah, just, prepared the shoulders and the neck and just little, hit the butterfly. And
Unbelievable.
I turned around and my fiancée looked at me and she goes, "What's on your forehead? What's on your face?" And I looked and I just had like blood. And then I looked down and there's blood all down my singlet. I'm wearing a white shirt, like a singlet. And I was like, fuck. And I go, "It's not mine." And I'm rubbing my forehead and she goes, "No, you're not cut." And I turn around and Orlando's there standing there like kind of like this with just blood pissing out of his head like a fucking UFC fighter. Just spurting in little clarets. Anyway, his mate / minder came over and just ushered him out of the crowd and took him to the toilets and cleaned him up. Anyway, I'm looking down. I'm like, "I'm fine. I don't know what happened." They're like, "What happened?" I go, "I don't know. You just fucking headbutted me." So he came back out and he came back up over to me and I go, "Mate, what the fuck just happened?" And he goes, "I could just feel the energy, I looked at you and I could just feel the energy." I was like, "Oh, right. Okay." I go, "Well."
It sounded like you.
I said, "I'm glad you're okay." I said, "But fuck, you ruined my shirt, bro. The least you could do was buy me a drink." And with that, he looked me in the eye, took my margarita and just necked it. I said, "Fuck, I like your style, eh?"
That's some very high-tech stuff.
That's the story. It made the Daily Mail.
Bullshit.
They didn't get the details right and, there's a few scenes missing, but that's the official.
So what did it say in the Daily Mail?
They said there was a lot of male headbutting going on at the party. I'm like, no, there wasn't.
It was just me and Orlando just going
I
at it.
headbutted him back. But that's the thing. Fool me once, fool me twice. I wasn't going to let it happen again.
I respect that. Go, fuck that. Give me one back.
Yeah, you didn't step down or anything?
Yeah, all right, so do you still have the singlet at home?
You know what? My fiancée, she was like, "You're a fucking idiot. You could have sold it." And I'm like, what loser's going to buy a fucking shirt with Orlando?
Right here, buddy. Right here.
Right here, dude. Orlando's claret.
And the other one is, did he actually buy you a drink?
Nah, he just took my drink and drank it.
Typical fucking celebrities, yeah?
But of all celebrities, you'd expect that sort of, like, I'm going to high test you in this situation. To get, not Orlando Blues.
That's you can't write that shit. No. And we're going to pull this up and we're going to investigate this and see if we can find the goddamn article, mate, because that is fucking amazing.
That is the best story we've had.
That's a cracker. I got in a headbutting war with Orlando absolutely off my lid.
Exclusive for you guys only.
Well, we appreciate it, mate. Thanks for calling in. That's going to be very hard to top.
Yeah, cheers, Lukey. Thank you, man. We appreciate your ripper story.
Nice. Speak soon, boys.
See you,
Thanks, mate.
Well, that's what I call a fucking yarn, boys. That's great.
That was unbelievable.
He comes across as a nice guy, Orlando, so to come in for the headbutt,
I like the part where he's like, "Well, just felt the energy," and then drinks his drink with blood streaming down his face.
And the energy he felt was on here to headbutt you and scull your drink.
I think it's that A-Clark, because he's A-list.
Yeah.
He's not that Big Brother shit. He's A-list, but you get that God complex thing to fucking, king of the world.
Thanks, Lukey.
Yeah, cheers,
Great
mate.
story.
I know the voice memos are gone, but I did put out little prompt to the followers on the 28. You got any questions for Clokey? Can we roll through them?
I can answer some questions.
Well, I don't think they'll be as.
And as you said, you're tight on time.
We got to wrap it up.
I've got some lawn mowing to be done.
Yeah, you really want to get this lawn mowing done, don't you?
It's going to rain on Wednesday, mate. Or later in the week.
Okay, quick, let's go rapid fire. Akubra when coaching, yes or no?
Yes, 100%. Sun smart, mate.
What colour?
Brown.
Yeah?
Yeah, like big ears, mate. You got to cover that, sun smart.
Most surprising reptile, or anyone like a reptile outside of the Rat Pack, like a little, who was a good partier?
Oh, like the Rat Pack as such is like, you only got 5, but there was like 10 of them.
So who was the best outside of the Rat Pack, other than your good self?
Oh, put Sherrod Bellingham in there.
Yeah, that's a good
great
call.
man,
Yeah.
Welling. Yeah, he's he's back in Perth, settled in, beautifully enjoying Perth lifestyle.
Not Dale Thomas. Someone asked, what's the story with the Hummer?
A Hummer, yeah, thanks, Dale.
Do you own a Hummer?
Dale from, I do actually, yes.
How big, like a vintage one or like
like the H2 Hummer, a proper one. None of these H3.
Is that a new one?
No, well, like it's the military one. Like
Oh,
the big
yeah.
one,
I was going to say the other ones look like a remote control car.
Trump got this thing like second car it would have been?
For my 21st birthday, I brought myself a Hummer.
Did you drive that under the MCG?
Yeah, we could only had to go through a separate door to get through it. But yeah, used to come to the footy.
That's unbelievable.
It's still parked up at Mum and Dad's.
Oh my
Still around. It won't be sold, won't be gone. But it was fun, man. I was young and silly, and as a kid, it was my favourite car. So you're living out a childhood
So you're
dream.
going to keep it forever?
Yeah, it'll be there.
Yeah.
Dave's driving it at the moment, I think.
Dave drives it to tow his excavator.
And the number plate, Humdis.
Yeah, same. The number.
Really?
Yeah.
Humdis? That's awesome.
Get that up there.
That's one of Daisy's favourite stories. He loves the Humdis.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still parked up there, mate. Don't
Remember
worry.
it's got a hand grenade as the.
I didn't put that on that. When I got it, actually, because you had to pour them from the States, it had a hand grenade as your shifter.
That's amazing.
It was a sick car. Like back in, when was it, 20?
I don't know, 16, 15 years ago.
All right, yeah. It's just rolling around the streets of wherever the hell we were in a Hummer. Going, hey, I'm this. What are you going to say about it? I'll drop the grenade on you.
Thanks, Anonymous Dale. From,
So is it army coated, yeah? It's got
it's all black, just
Yeah,
black.
wow.
It's got.
That's
I'll send you a snap. later.
We'll wrap it up there. If you've not already, subscribe, follow, like on the socials. We want YouTube, Spotify,
Do the
Apple.
automatic download thing. I'm getting it. That's really helping us because the more you help us, longer we're sticking around and we're not
We're
fucking.
made it now. Like I saw you tracking north.
We got up to like 11 in comedy on Spotify. I think
now
we've
we're
had the
drifting
dip.
back. Like, mate, that's natural. You got to breathe a little bit, don't you?
Yeah, we need to let everyone else have a go, but not this week. we need to jump right back
We
up
are
the charts.
bringing in monster guests. Just wait.
Yeah.
We've had our first monster. Now we've got another one.
We need confessions. Get around on Sunday night. Great.
Huge guess off the top. So let's wrap it up. See you next week. See you next week. Woo!
Hope you get the lot, you dog. Get back on protecting your mate.
Might just join you by the bed there, mate. What's going on?
Waiting for a mate. That way your car's all smashed up.
Can't wait for some of these. Man, this is going to be good, eh?